this video I will show you really great things you need to do this summer. There are recipes, there are things you can paint on your body, there are decor elements or also things you need for the kitchen. So we start with this henna design. It's very easy. I just used my tattoo pencils to make them. I have got these colors, and you can also use like normal pens, but they hold not so good, and they're also, I think, not really good for the skin. And then you can just lay a picture on your phone at your side and just start to paint this. It's quite easy because you can't really see when you make a mistake, or you can remove the mistake by just painting something over. And yes, I made this design and it's really easy. You just start in the middle and make your hands, and then when you're ready you can just make your other hand. You think it's difficult, but because you make it with the other hand with which you not normally write, but it's quite simple, and it maybe took a little bit longer, but you won't see really that it's with the other hand, and you're ready. Next comes this Instagram inspired donut thing, and just put your flavor in a bowl and make a little hole in it. Then add your milk. I used plant milk, some sugar, and just make your jest in this in little pieces. And now just cover this for half an hour and let it a little bit form a dough. And then you can just add your agave syrup and also some oil, some natural oil. I used coconut oil, but you can also use, for example, sunflower oil. Also add this, and then just knit it together with your hands. It's quite simple. At the beginning it's a little bit interesting, but everything gets a really nice stuff, so it looks like this at the end. Just do this till everything is there, and again cover this now for 1 hour so that it can get a little bit bigger. And when you're ready, net it again a little bit so you also will feel that it has changed, and then separate it in four different parts which have the same size, and form your donut. So this recipe is for 4 donuts, like the size of an Starbucks beaker. And yes, if you want to make 2, you can just divide the recipe again. So yes, now take your dough you want to make and form it a little bit flat so that you can make a donut out of it. Just look that it fits on your beaker, and yes, but it will also get bigger, like, you know. And yes, it will be, you can make it a little bit more little than the beaker, but it also should run over this. So then just to make a hole in this and put it on your thing and let it set again for half an hour, and then put it in your oven at 180 degrees Celsius for 20 minutes. Then just prepare your chocolate. I used white chocolate. Dip it in there and just put it a little bit on your plate so that the chocolate will be better, and then just sprinkle it with the things you like. So I used blue and pink sprinkles, so these were the other 2 ones we don't use. And then make your shake. So I used coconut milk because it's really yummy and it's vegan and it's really nice. And then put your half banana inside. And for this shake we used 300-gram raspberries, which were frozen because it has a really great consistency when it's frozen. Just mix it and then put it in your beaker. For the other shake, again use milk, your banana, and then put in blueberries, also 300 gram. Yes, you can also use not frozen, but this is just more nice and really fresh. And yes, also put this in your beaker, and now you can just use your straws and you are ready to eat this. Put them in there, or you can also do it the other way around and put your donut on this. Sorry, I made it wrong. Straws it is called. Sorry. And yes, you are ready. This is really cool and Instagram worthy. Next comes also something which is good for a picture. We make watermelons. Watermelons are so trendy this year, and it's a really easy design. You just need a spoon because it's an ombre design, and make the under part of it in green. Then make a small white line because, you know, this symbolizes the watermelon beginning. And of course the biggest part of it gets red, and you just fill this in with red, so just look that it isn't more big than your nail. And now you just put this on your nail, just yes, make it several times on your nails, and be sure to get on all the areas on your nail, because sometimes with a spoon it's a little bit difficult to get everywhere, and maybe you sometimes forget something. And then just use a black nail polish and put in the seeds. I think you don't need a dotting tool because it's more natural and fits to the ombre design. Now I will show you these great and easy things to cover your glass so that no animals get in there. And here I will show you 3 designs. We start with the watermelon design, and you just fill in your center with some red flat iron pearls and leave a rim of 2 lines, and also add some seeds at some places where you like it. And next make your white line, and then at least your green line. Now you will take some baking paper and cover this, because now we will take our flat iron and just put it on there so that it gets hot and the pearls melt together. And now we will turn it around, because we also want to do this process on the other side, because I think it looks more nice and it's also more secure. And you will just remove your form, and yes, make sure everything holds. Cover it again with some baking paper, because this is very important, because otherwise they could get too hot, and just go on with your iron. Then you would just set it on the side so that it gets cool a little bit, and you can remove the baking paper and it is ready. Next comes a really cool casual anchor design. So you just make sure where your center is, and you can use some blue pearls and just make such a triangle. Then fill in the center with a circle and make such lines like 2, but leave a rim of 3 lines. Then make a line like under, and yes, just create an anchor with your circle and some things. Then fill it out with white colors, and then you can just make your rim which is left with some, I used yellow, but of course you can also use totally different colors. And now also make the step with the iron. Now the next design, and last design, is a donut design. You will again just fill in the center. I used yellow pearls because I hadn't got brown ones, but for brown ones I think it will look a little bit better and a little bit more like a donut, but it also works with yellow pearls, I think. So just fill in the center like this, so 3 lines. And now you would just put in some sprinkles, some colorful ones, like 2 lines, and just make them a little bit where you want them. And now you can just fill in your frosting. I use purple and leave a rim of 1, and the rest you will fill in with your duff. I used, yes, my coloring. And you're ready. Now I will show you some hippie boho, I don't know, Coachella stones. They are really trendy and a great room decor. I just used felt pans because I will just keep them inside in my room, and it doesn't matter that it will go outside. And I just put it paper beneath me, and here I made something like a dream catcher, which also has this, I don't know, this henna design, and it's really cool. And just, yes, make a circle and then make these lines under. Of course you can also do a totally different design, and it's quite good to paint with this felt pan on a stone. It gets a little bit bigger than it really is, but I think this was also because my ones were a little bit wet. And yes, you have to make sure that that what you want to paint fits to the stone, because here I used a little bit more round shaped stone because this is a round design. And yes, I hope you understand how it works, but I don't think I need to say something to this. And that was my video. I hope you liked it.